Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is where we take your sources and really unpack them to find those key insights. Today, we're diving into a really crucial moment in history, asking, the spark of 1971, why did the Liberation War begin? You might think you know the outlines, but we're going to get into the layers, the complex reasons a whole nation decided to rise up.
It's fascinating, isn't it, how all these different threads, you got culture, economics, politics, they didn't just run side by side. They actually, well, braided together and created this incredibly volatile situation. We'll look at the specific moments, the decisions that really lit the fuse in what was then East Pakistan.
Exactly. So our goal here is to understand the tension, that deep tension brewing in the subcontinent in 71, specifically in the eastern wing, now Bangladesh.
Yeah.
Okay, let's dig in. So to really get 1971, we have to rewind a bit, right? Back to 1947. That seems to be the starting point in our sources. What happened then, and how did it kind of set the stage for everything that came later?
Well, yeah, if you look at the bigger picture, the partition of British India in 47 created Pakistan. But as these two completely separate geographical pieces, you had West Pakistan, what's Pakistan today, and East Pakistan, which is now Bangladesh. And crucially, they were split by over 1,000 miles of India.
1,000 miles.
Yeah, and the physical distance, it really mirrored these deep, deep divisions that were already there. Culture, language, just the whole way of thinking. It wasn't just geography. It was a symbol of how different they were, sort of papered over at the start. The setup, basically guaranteed friction down the line.
Right. And it seems like that friction appeared pretty quickly. Our sources talk about a most painful moment early on. It sounds like this really cemented the feeling among Bengalis in East Pakistan that they weren't being treated as equals. What was that?
Yeah, that really gets to the heart of identity, doesn't it? And cultural suppression. In 1948, just a year later, Pakistan's founder, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, he declared that Urdu, and only Urdu, would be the state language.
Only Urdu.
Only Urdu. Completely ignoring Bengali, which, was spoken by the vast majority of people in East Pakistan.
So the majority language was just dismissed.
Dismissed. It wasn't just policy. It felt like an attack on their identity, their culture. It forced people to ask, do we even belong here? And this direct hit on language, which is so core to who people are, well, that's what sparked the language movement.
And this wasn't just about petitions and marches, was it? Things turned violent. There was an event that's still remembered globally.
Absolutely. It really tragically culminated on February 21st, 1952. Students protesting for Bengali to be recognized were killed by police.
Wow.
Yeah. And that date, February 21st, it's now International Mother Language Day. That tells you how significant this was, how deeply language and identity are connected. It became this potent symbol of the West Pakistani establishment, just disregarding the East's heritage.
So you have this deep cultural wound around language.
Yeah.
But then moving into the 1960s, the sources highlight another major issue heating things up: economic disparity. How did that add fuel to the fire?
Right. So while the cultural stuff is simmering, this economic dominance by West Pakistan becomes really, really obvious. West Pakistan essentially controlled everything: politics, the military, and critically, the economy. All the planning, the resources.
We're west.
Overwhelmingly. Development projects, investment, it was all focused on the West, often, using resources generated in the East.
And what was East Pakistan's actual contribution? The sources mention jute, for instance.
Exactly. East Pakistan was the economic powerhouse, frankly.
Yeah.
They generated the majority of the country's export earnings, mainly from jute, like you said. It was crucial.
So they're bringing in the money.
Bringing in the lion's share of the money, yeah. But they saw almost nothing back in terms of investment, infrastructure, or industrial growth.